Good morning. It's Ayya Vimala, and it's Friday, August the 7th, and we're having here pretty perfect August weather, better than July weather. So hope you're having something equally as delightful. It's getting hot again here, but we did have a little bit of a cool down. I got some wonderful information just this morning about ways that you can help out for the people in Lebanon and Beirut. And I tried putting it here with the post and had some trouble with it, but I have a list of organizations, and all of this is from someone who listened to me when I talked about it and sent me this wonderful link with a list of specific organizations that help people in Lebanon, and I tried to put it up, but it wouldn't let me do the live stream and put that link up. So I'm going to put that link in the comments, and I also have already put it on my Facebook page, and it went out as a separate. I just put it out a few minutes ago, so that link went through well, and so you can find it there. And also the Red Cross is another good link to use. But the ones on the list that James sent me and worked with people over the night and put this wonderful list, he found a great list of places. And there's so many different ways we can help out. I'm sure you'd find one that would give you some great ideas and make you feel comfortable about who you're giving donations to. And they're all, some are asking for things, and I'm sure some are asking for money. So every little bit will help. And I want to go through the list thoroughly and see if there's a place where my little bit can be of assistance. So that's wonderful, and I really appreciate people responding to something like that and doing putting things together so quickly. So I think all over this country and all over the world, everywhere you look, there are different ways that we're making it through the pandemic. And just before I went online this morning, or just before I started this online streaming, I saw a headline that said, experts predict that even after the virus, our new normal is going to be very different. I mean, very, I didn't even want to read the predictions. I thought, oh, I can't do that right now. I already have my own feelings about how different it's going to be. So I think sometimes we have to be careful what we read, because it may just, if we're going way out into the future, we know that that's not helpful for us in our meditation. And we try to stay in the present moment. And I think we absolutely need to stay awake in this moment to everything. And that's part of what this pandemic is teaching us. We have to stay present, but not in ignorance. We stay present with the knowledge of, we stay in the present moment, but we're working with the knowledge that we already have acquired, and we're working with the good counsel that we've had in our lives, and that's how we make our present moment decisions. It's hard to go. Our experience is very valuable to us, but predictions for the future. Be careful who you're reading. If it's from people who have been proven wise people, and they have a science background, and they have the right kind of background for the information they're putting out, then it's probably interesting to see how they think the future is going to look. It's hard for us to know, right? But we do know it's going to be different, and we do know before the world is vaccinated, this virus is still going to be, and I mean literally everyone in the world is vaccinated, this virus is still going to be playing havoc with us. So we don't need to be as concerned about the future as we are in a present moment awareness based on good evidence, based on our good experiences from the past and from the people that we're listening to and our teachers. So I think I'm coming close, and it was also based on a recommendation from James, who got this information from Beirut. And, I've talked a lot about a book discussion group. Haven't gotten too many, I haven't gotten really more than his recommendation, but the book that I'm really leaning towards, because it just continues to be fruitful, is Pema Chodron's book, Facing the, I can't even remember the name, somebody, Welcoming the Unwelcome. Okay, that's the correct name, by Pema Chodron, Welcoming the Unwelcome. And I think there might be a couple of chapters that we would leave out, but I think the book, and that's only because there's some meditation practices, Tonglen, that there's one chapter that discusses that. And I think Tonglen is a beautiful practice, but it could be a harder practice in this period of time. And that's one everyone can read on their own if they're interested in it. But it might be a little difficult, a little too challenging for people who aren't trained in it through this difficult time where there might be too much internally that can get confused about Tonglen. Too much going on with us internally. But I think absolutely the book is incredible, and it becomes more and more timely with everything I read or other people read. So I'm going to put together some ideas about that and some times, and then I'll talk to you, all of you, first of all, when I get it set up a little bit. All right? Today, I think we'll begin with my wish, but I think let's practice for the rest of our time together. So while I'm reading this, you can be reading it with me or reciting it. I'm hoping I'm reciting it now. I think I've got everything down, but I have a cheat sheet. May I become at all times, both now and forever, a protector for those without protection, a guide for those who have lost their way, a ship for those with an ocean to cross, a sanctuary for those in danger, a lamp for those without light, and a shelter for those who need refuge. By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the unwise, only the wise, until the time I attain Nibbana. Never perfect. Oh, I'm sorry for my puffy face. Seasonal allergies, or I guess this is my season, but I've been feeling in my eyes and in my face a lot of puffiness and swelling, and it takes all day for it to even think about going away. So I haven't been crying. I haven't been sad. I'm just stuck in allergy season. Okay, so take a comfortable seat, or if you're on the floor or in bed, let your body lengthen out. Let it feel upright, so your head feels good up on the top of your spine. Then let your shoulder, with all of that lengthening and all of that kind of reaching, stretching up, then let your body relax. Let your shoulders come down. Let your shoulders drop a little bit. And then as you breathe, remember, even before we start, just put your hand on your tummy. We've trained our lungs to just naturally, we're training our lungs and our body to naturally breathe deeper because it's so healthy for us. And it's also the way we calm our bodies down. So if you're under stress, and who isn't, that allowing ourselves to breathe deeper, training our body so our body's doing it automatically, no need to think about it or fret about it. Feel your belly push out a bit as you inhale and contract a bit as you exhale. You can also use that same spot for the focus of your attention. It's still your breath, right? You're feeling it. But we traditionally experience the breath kind of around our nostrils and above our upper lip. But that's much more subtle. So do what works for you. Gently close your eyes. Be aware of your body breathing. And be aware of the quality of the breath. Just noticing if it's a deep breath, if it's a shallow breath. Just let your body do the breathing, but we can observe that. Keep your body awake. Keep your mind open, your heart open. Keep coming back to the breath. Now you might want to begin today looking at your thoughts. Now we want to recognize those thoughts. Just the ones that are always going through our head, whether we're intentionally creating them or they're just arising. And as those thoughts are passing through your mind, just recognize them well enough to notice the quality of their content. What are you thinking about? So see the thought and then let it go. Don't build on it. But as the thoughts go through your mind, I want you just to notice. See if you can do this. Just notice the kind of thought or the emotion of the thought. Are they sad thoughts? Angry thoughts? Busy thoughts? Planning ahead thoughts? Note if you recognize your thoughts. Do you see a pattern to the thoughts that are just arising all the time? When you notice your thoughts are maybe have a strong emotional component like anger in them, right now we just want to be aware, recognize the thought, if it's a heavy thought or a negative thought or a thought that you recognize as being very sad, and you know that might be the beginning of depression for you. We want to recognize these thoughts. Don't push them away. And accept them. This is your thought. There's nothing wrong with it. But it might be a thought that you want to work with more. So you can do that at a different time, or remember the RAIN, R-A-I-N, to recognize. Don't push it away, don't deny it, but then accept it. And then investigate it. Look at it and see if you can just see something different about it. Just let it be there for a little bit, just so you can stand up close to it. See if there's something you haven't seen before. Try to become a little comfortable with this investigation, a little more comfortable with this thought or this emotion that you don't want to be there. See if you can at least stand close to it, to just look at it closely. But then, when you feel done with that, then we step back. We are not identifying with it. We've just looked at it closely. We've just allowed it to be in our consciousness. And then we back away. We don't go into denial again, but we don't identify. It's non-identification. And we allow that thought to go on. Now, to really work with this thought or this emotion that's difficult for you, it's just a matter of becoming familiar with it and looking at it in this way of investigating, not analytically thinking about it once again. We're just trying to see, okay, here it is. This isn't exactly a friend, but I'm not going to be afraid of it. Maybe when you look at it and investigate it, you see that it's much weaker, it's much less of a pull on you than it has been in the past. That's good. You can back away from it, no longer identifying with it. And as you see it weaken, then you see that connection of identifying with, I'm a sad person, I'm a depressed person, I'm an angry person, that identification is becoming weaker. It's not who we are, it's not our self. These are passing, impermanent emotional states. So when we identify with it, we're creating a self with it. Like, I am this kind of person. I am this. I am that. Just let that go. Now let's let go of our thoughts. And I'll end again. You can keep sitting, but this time I'll read it because I did mess up one line. You can sit if you have time, and I'll read my wish again. May I become at all times, both now and forever, a protector for those without protection, a guide for those who have lost their way, a ship for those with an ocean to cross, a sanctuary for those in danger, a lamp for those without light, a place of refuge for those who lack shelter, and a servant to all in need. By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the unwise, only the wise, until the time I attain Nibbana. Thank you. I'll see you Sunday.